In late June 2025, the Iranian Ministry of Health released new figures detailing the heavy toll of ongoing Israeli airstrikes that began on June 13th. According to Iran's Deputy Minister of Health, Iraj Harirchi, at least 430 people have been killed, and more than 3,500 civilians injured as a direct result of these attacks. The bombardments by Israel have targeted a wide array of locations, including missile depots, nuclear facilities, and densely populated residential areas in major cities such as Tehran, Isfahan, Qom, Khorramabad, and others. While Iran's official numbers reported 430 deaths, the human rights activists' news agency cited higher figures, claiming as many as 639 fatalities and over 1,800 wounded as of June 19th. The reported targets have included sensitive nuclear sites in Isfahan. Iranian authorities have warned of dangerous leaks at these locations, raising concerns about possible environmental and health risks for the surrounding population. The conflict has not gone unanswered. Iran has retaliated with coordinated drone and missile strikes against Israeli territory. In response, Israeli officials have stated that at least 25 people have been killed and more than 2,500 wounded on their side due to Iranian attacks. The escalating violence has drawn urgent international attention. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres addressed the Security Council, expressing deep concerns about the rapidly worsening crisis between Iran and Israel. He warned that the trajectory of the conflict is moving swiftly toward a full-blown crisis with catastrophic humanitarian consequences. Guterres stressed that the situation is not just gradually sliding into crisis, but hurtling toward it, with the risk of igniting a regional conflagration that could spiral out of control. Guterres called on all parties to give peace a chance and emphasized that the decisions made at this juncture could shape not just the fate of the nations involved, but the broader future of humanity. He highlighted the devastating impact of the hostilities, pointing to the mounting civilian casualties, the destruction of homes and infrastructure, and attacks on nuclear facilities, all of which compound the danger. The Secretary-General underscored the importance of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, describing it as a cornerstone of global security. He urged Iran to adhere to its obligations under the treaty and reiterated Iran's repeated statements that it does not seek nuclear weapons. However, he also acknowledged the ongoing lack of trust and called for this gap to be addressed through diplomatic means. Guterres advocated strongly for diplomacy as the only viable path forward, including full access for International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, inspectors to Iranian nuclear facilities. He implored the Security Council to act with unity and urgency, warning that only through cohesive diplomatic efforts can the current trust deficit be bridged and a wider disaster averted. In summary, the recent escalation between Iran and Israel has resulted in hundreds of deaths and thousands of injuries on both sides, with significant damage to civilian infrastructure and heightened risks from attacks on nuclear sites. The international community, led by the United Nations, is calling for immediate de-escalation and a renewed commitment to diplomacy to prevent further bloodshed and to safeguard regional and global security.